How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about PROG stock. Yes, it ended up having a green day, but when we take a look at the price action, it just looks like consolidation. This isn't a bad thing. I'm going to be talking about this more inside of the video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know those key levels in a bearish case scenario and as well as in a bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information and as well as the recent institutional ownership. The reason why the short interest is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what was the buying and as well as the selling behavior like on the institutional side and as well as on the retail side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for PROG. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $3.54, being up 0.57%. On the low, it tested $3.36, and then on the high, testing $3.72. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 27.411 million shares, and then for the average volume over 10 trading days being at 76.029 million shares. So when you see this type of below average volume, but we were still able to have some strength inside of the stock, is always a good sign. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is the 1 year daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 62.84. And when we take a look at the moving averages here on the chart, we have strength above the 50-day, the 100-day, the 21-day EMA, and as well as the 200-day. So what we had today was a continuation of some more consolidation, and I said this is very healthy for a stock like PROG. We do have earnings that is coming out on November the 10th, so I'd really like to see if we can have another run up. We did end up seeing a resistance area here right at $3.72, so going into tomorrow, since it will be the day before earnings, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing at least a move to $3.87 and then having that test going above $4. I think that would be a good look, but of course we don't spend a lot of time in this particular area, so I feel like putting out a great earnings report could easily get us past this. So as far as for the bearish case scenario is, you can see as far as for the low being at $3.36, even if we pulled back even further and bounced off this 200-day at $3.11, I feel like there would still be a lot of demand for PROG and it would cause another jump inside of the stock. Like I said, I remain bullish as long as it's staying above the 200-day, and as you can see here, we continue to have increasing levels of support and we have some healthy consolidation getting us ready for the next run-up. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for PROG. As you can see here, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So for the most recent filing we have here as far as new positions, we have Victory Capital Management Inc. for November the 2nd that purchased 14,150 shares. Again, this is only the filing date. And they also have a closed position from the New York State Common Retirement Fund. Now, when we take a look at the short interest information, the dark pool short volume ratio is at 54.07%, and then for the dark pool short volume being just over 23.2 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 20,000, updated 25 minutes ago, and then the short ball fee rate is at 61.41%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close on November the 4th, it was at 48.83, and then for the close for Friday that just passed was 54.07. So what this tells us right away, PROG does continue to have short squeeze potential, and it'll be very interesting to see what the numbers will be later on in the evening. But one thing I do know for a fact, this is one play you want to continue to keep on your radar. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the the order flow distribution for PROG stock. So when we see the breakdown on the inflow, it was 15.38, and then on the outflow, it was 19.75. So we ended up having an outflow day. And then when we take a look at the breakdown, you can see on the large, we had 0. On the medium, we had 9.52. And then on the small, we had 5.86. When we take a look at the outflow side on the large, we had 0.31. Then on the medium, we had 13.40. And then on the small, we had 6.04. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, November the 8th, it being that negative outflow of 306.9. When we take a look at the breakdown even further, you can see for the retail side, we had more selling than we had buying, but it was still fairly close. And then when we take a look at what was happening on the medium side, again, you can see we had some more selling than we had buying, and we also did notice this on the large side as well. When we take a look now at the turnover ratio, you can see it's at 19.20%. So what this tells us, yes, there are many who are continuing to hold their shares, but we also do have a lot of traders that are inside of this play. Of course, you should not be surprised by that, and that's part of the reasons why we get the price action in this stock. So this is why you want to continue to keep it on your radar and make sure you have a game plan when it comes to your entries, because I get those questions inside of the comments and I'm saying, hey, take a look at the technicals and you'll have a good idea of what it looks like. So now let's jump into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for PROG stock, there's definitely a lot of anticipation leading up into earnings for November the 10th, and many are actually expecting them to beat expectations. And I feel this can really move the stock and it will give it the strength that it needs to have that move above $4. That is a clear area of resistance. We get over there, we get slapped right back down with selling pressure. But if we have more buying coming into the play because they end up putting up some good earnings, I feel like it will have a good impact, and many who are inside of the play will be able to see profits, and that's what I want you to see. As far as for timing your entries, again, if you're getting close to the 200-day, that is not bad whatsoever because it has been very consistent. It's been trading in this range for quite some time. So this is why I say, as far as your entries are concerned, there's no reason why you should be paying close to $4 unless it just starts to run up, and then you can make that decision for yourself. I don't believe in FOMO. And now when we go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. And as far as for the short borrow fee, it still remains fairly high. Not as high as it was in the past, but at the end of the day, it is still high compared to the average. So with all of the information that we just went over, whether you're a trader or whether you're an investor, I see opportunities in this play, and I just want to make sure you choose a route that is right for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.